Welcome aboard American Airlines Boeing 737. Today, we're taking an exciting venture to explore both first class and business class in the same cabin. Join me as I uncover the differences between these two premium experiences and navigate through some storms along the way.
Bad storm in the area, so we're going to be here for a while.
This is American Airlines First Class versus Business Class. Our journey starts with the first leg from Cleveland to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in American Airlines First Class on a Boeing 737. From Dallas, we'll continue to Puerto Vallarta in the same cabin, but marketed as Business Class. Finally, we'll compare First Class and Business Class on American Airlines 737 to determine which is better. The first class flight departs at 5:20 a.m. and the TSA pre-check lines were very long, but they were moving fairly quickly. Before boarding our first flight, we'll visit the club lounge at Cleveland Airport to grab a bite. It's worth noting that booking a domestic first class flight doesn't include lounge access, but if you have a priority pass card, you can access this lounge. There was a good selection of breakfast items, plus views of the tarmac, and a complimentary bar as well. After a very short stay, it was time for boarding. The first leg of our journey will be on this Boeing 737-800, taking us to Dallas in first class. I'm definitely curious to see how this experience will compare to the next leg in American Airlines Business Class product. For this leg, I'll be seated in seat 3D. My first impression is that the seat is definitely an upgrade over economy, offering a decent amount of recline and some storage space next to the armrest for your belongings. As soon as I was seated, the flight attendant came around to take pre-takeoff drink orders. Since it was very early in the morning, I opted for orange juice and my wife ordered a cup of water. After enjoying the pre-takeoff drinks, it was time to depart to Dallas. Shortly after takeoff, the crew came around with hot towels, and I must say, the hot towels felt incredibly refreshing on both my hands and my face. Next to the armrest, you'll find the pull-out tray table. It's noticeably larger than what you would get in economy class and offers a good amount of space for working or for eating. Since American Airlines doesn't offer seatback entertainment, they provide a streamable entertainment system for TV shows, movies, and live TV through a bring-your-own-device setup. For this flight, I brought my iPad to stream live TV. Shortly after, the crew came by and served drinks in stylish American Airlines branded glassware for drinks and coffee. American Airlines offers 2 breakfast choices, which you'll be able to pick 30 days before your flight. The options were the charcuterie plate, which I ordered here, which by the way was really good, or the omelet that you see here.
So we're about 45 minutes to Dallas-Fort Worth, and so far the crew has been exceptional, the service has been really good. So I'm curious to see what the next flight brings in business class.
The bathrooms in American Airlines 737 fleet next to the first class cabins are compact but functional. Though the space is very limited, this one was kept very clean. As we approached Dallas, it was time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the views as we began a descent into Dallas-Fort Worth. gotta say, the landing was a bit rough than what shows up on the camera. So Dallas is a major hub for American Airlines and also the third largest airport in the United States, serving nearly 83 million passengers annually and with flights landing and taking off with each minute that goes by. The plane arrived in Dallas on time, so it was now time to find a lounge to relax in before the next leg of the flight. First leg is down. Now we're gonna go check out the Capital One Lounge here in Dallas before our second flight in business class. I took the Skylink to Terminal D, where the Capital One Lounge is located, which also happens to be the same terminal where my next flight in business class would depart from. This airport is certainly massive, but I didn't find it difficult to navigate. The Skylink is the preferred method for switching terminals, and there are signs everywhere to make it easier to navigate. As a Venture X card holder, I had access to this lounge. If you don't have the card, you can also enter for a fee of just $65 per person. You will also find the American Flagship Lounge, but in this video, we'll be checking out the Capital One Lounge. So, just got here at the Capital One Lounge in Dallas, and I gotta say, this lounge is really cool. I gotta show you guys this. This lounge is certainly not just an ordinary lounge. It has different amenities such as a Peloton bike room, a relaxation room, and even some of the best tasting food compared to what other lounges would offer. This was my breakfast before the flight, and I gotta say, it was really good. You can also find the full tour and review of this lounge on my channel or through the link in the description below. But for now, it's time to catch the next flight to Mexico in business class. The plane that will be taking me over to Mexico will be this 12-year-old Boeing 737-800. I just boarded, and this flight I'm on seat 2D. Here's the view. Shortly after, the crew came by to offer complimentary pre-takeoff drinks. Okay, so one thing I did notice that's different with this flight from the other flight is on this one, they do provide napkins prior to providing you the drinks. In the last flight, they did not provide any napkins with your drink. I know it's something very minor, but it's something that I noticed. As it was time for takeoff, storms began to roll in. So, update. We're currently on a 10-minute runway delay due to a bad storm in the area, so we're going to be here for a while. But the original flight time was 2 hours. Now it's 3 hours and 30 minutes due to the storms. Once we are clear for takeoff, we'll be going north, then west and south to avoid the storm. So it's going to take us obviously longer to get there. But the good news is more time in first class / business class. The 10-minute delay turned into a 30-minute delay, but now it was finally time for takeoff. I gotta say, the plane handled the turbulence pretty well. Shortly after takeoff, the crew came around with hot towels, followed by another set of drinks and a small plate of warm nut mixtures before lunch was served. It was time for lunch, and I must say, the short rib was fantastic. It exceeded my expectations, and I highly recommend choosing this meal when flying with American Airlines. If flying first or business, remember to pre-book your meal choices 30 days in advance to ensure you get your preferred option.
tried the short rib, and I can say I had lower expectations in the beginning, but after I tried it, it was really good. Highly recommend it next if you're flying first or business class. Just gotta try it.
After escaping the storms in Dallas, the sun began to peek through as we started our descent into Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. I have to say, I really enjoyed my first class experience on both legs of the journey. Not to mention the service and the crew were excellent on both of the flights. This landing was definitely much smoother than the last leg. Let me know your thoughts on American Airlines First and Business Class product in the comment section of the video below. Also, stay tuned until the end of the video for my final review and thoughts of American Airlines First and Business Class experience. After a long day of traveling, I'm finally here in the beautiful Puerto Vallarta Marriott Resort and Spa. Now I gotta say, the business class product from Dallas to Puerto Vallarta was much superior than the first class product that was offered from Cleveland to Dallas. Now the reason I say that is they were both pretty similar in terms of everything that was offered. However, in the business class, they did offer an extra food item, which was a warm tray of different cashews and nuts, and as well as an extra napkin, which was really minor. It could have just been the crew might have forgot or whatnot, but they did offer that. That's just the one thing that I did notice. But overall, both products are very similar. I highly recommend trying them both if you get a chance. I do recommend the short rib if you're traveling during lunchtime. It's really good, very delicious. It definitely exceeded my expectations. Also, shout out to the crew on both flights. They did an excellent job and the service was exceptional. It definitely exceeded my expectations. If you guys found this video helpful and useful, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. I would really appreciate it and help the channel out. Until next time, peace out.